Sade. I know it's pronounced Sade, however you want to pronounce it. Shout out to her. Shout out to women. I had to. Yeah, that's why I chose a female artist. It's International Women's Day. Shout out to women. Wouldn't be on earth without one. So shout out to women. Keep it as simple as that. That's all the respect. That's all I need to say. They gave birth to me, so how can I ever disrespect them? Anyways, I'm Rexy Pukanikan. I'm Rexy Pukanikan. That was all cap. I'm a misogynist. Oh, we're having too much fun, ladies and gentlemen. No cuts, no edits. I'm already telling myself in post-production. No cuts, no edits. I'm Rexy Pukanikan, and we're balling today, tomorrow, and most definitely yesterday. At what cost? Do you feel that? It's the calm before the storm, and the storm that's commencing. It's the anticipation to the commencement of the eventful event. I already mentioned some during the song, so you understand that there's a lot of topics to cover. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going in deep into the murky waters, but we're trying to get out as soon as possible. We're trying to just so we can get out and look at from above and just enjoy it, that we made it out of it. Okay, so let's do it together. Let me take a proper gulp of my nice black coffee. That's nice. I got a nice acidic, type of coffee. Anyways, Formula One. Future. I can see the future. Formula One. I swear it's like the third eye. I just, I see the future. But in order to have the intuition that I have now, it's because of what went down last weekend. Let's go back real quick. What happened last weekend? The first race weekend of the season. What happened? So, okay. Surprise. Oh my goodness. Can you believe it? Oh, I'm so shocked. How could, what? If I had bet money on it, I would have. Red Bull is still the most dominant car on the grid. And, they talk about the time on quality. That's 3/10, looking like every car is at least like 3/10, even if they're pushing their best. Okay, you get into, but it's the fact that by the end of Sunday. See, this is where I'm getting a little fucked up. These races are on Saturday for some reason. But anyways, because of this, we're focusing too much on the quality. Max Verstappen is still finishing 20 seconds ahead of everyone else during race day. That's the dominance of the car when you know how to drive it well. You just preserve the tires and you do good laps, and sometimes you know when to push a little bit harder, you know when to pull back a little bit, and then at the end of the day, it's just going to gain you more and more time. Bada bing, bada boom. Max Verstappen wins it by 22 seconds ahead of Sergio Perez. And Sergio Perez as well started on the grid 5th after quali, and just manage the tires. The car will, and there you are, 1-2. No big deal there. We're gonna go past that. Congratulations for Red Bull on that's where you gotta shout them out. They at least what are the chances that they take a step backwards, accidentally make the wrong take the wrong risk or something with the car design, in the off season. So damn, they've still kept the fundamentals. It's looking like they're still going to be the strongest is the car to beat. But anyways, who's the guy that's driving any other Formula One car than the Red Bull car? Who's the guy who gets on the podium other than the Red Bull car? Who is it? It's Carlos Sainz Jr. Vasquez de Castro. It's my guy. No bullshit type of dude. He knows the best way for him to get the best seat and the biggest check or the best check or just the best package, they throw a penthouse in, somewhere for you, is just by giving the teams and everyone else that's viewing this sport just raw performance, raw results. Carlos Sainz Jr. Vasquez de Castro, he's gonna be on another level this season. I predict that he could be mimicking one of those seasons where, like COVID season, Lewis Hamilton, Bottas 1-2, Verstappen's there. And look at Verstappen now. Look at motherfucking Verstappen now. So that's all I need to say. He proved what I said the previous week. Absolutely correct. You are my guy. Congratulations. This was just the beginning. Another guy. My other number one guy. My Chinese brother, Zhou Guanyu. Zhou Guanyu. Even though he was one place away from scoring a point first season, with given the fact that he actually had a not so good qualifying. He was 17th, or was he 18th or whatever? So he ended up 11th, but he was the guy who gained the most positions during the race. Out of everyone on the grid, he gained the most positions. So much so that he almost got a point. So that's what you get. This is my Formula One year. I really feel it. All the analysis, all the belief is coming into fruition. All the faith. I praise these guys like gods. Low key, dude. Low key. These guys are fucking. You have to respect it. So, what can I say? To kick off the season, I can't complain that much. To be honest, I really can't complain. And so now we go, simply after that first weekend, we just slide it over. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's whatever. We go back to back. We're in Jeddah this weekend. Quali's later tonight. It's the fastest street circuit in F1. And it's the second. I can't remember the other stat, but it's the second or third fastest track on the F1 calendar. Right. And there are a lot of sharp turns, and what this means is it's still technical, even though it's fast as hell. Because if you mess up, you mess up big. Good examples of Michael Schumacher almost fucking seriously putting his life in danger when his back snapped in, in sector 3 or something like that. Was it practice or some shit, or was it quali? And then another example is Max Verstappen could have gone the pole position, messes up in the last corner of his possible pole position lap, and he hits the freaking wall. He doesn't get pole position. So I'm telling you, I know a lot of mixy shit could happen. Okay, a lot of just devilish curveballs can. I swear to just someone misses a breaking point and turns it. It can happen. So I'm saying with the likely possibility of a yellow car or possible red car, I said red, yellow flag or red flag. We've seen a red flag before, okay? So I'm saying Ferrari might possibly be there to possibly spoil some fun, especially if they're on point tonight during quali. And so all we need to find out is who's the one messing up, because you could, like, even the top guys could mess up, even if it isn't like, one of the, bottom 10 teams, out of the points, one of them messes up and safety car, and even one of the top guys can mess up. So what will happen? Who does it? And then who's the one who gains the most? Who's like, just gets the most out of it. Sainz podium. I'm predicting that. And guess what? I'll throw it out there. I don't know who it is. I don't know if it's going to be Perez. I don't know if it's going to be Verstappen, but I'm saying only one Red Bull on the podium. Second race of the season. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited. And tomorrow I'll be all in it for the race. And then after that, I take a little nappy Rooney for a couple hours. But then, bam, we wake up at 1 a.m. Sunday morning, 1 a.m. Guess what we do? So it's good night, sunshine. You feel what I'm saying? It's good night, sunshine. We're getting slept. Motherfuckers getting slept while the sunshine is coming out. That's fucking crazy, dude. Ooh, that gets my heart pumping, guys. $2.99. I honestly think Dana and the whole company and whatever, I think they planned this to be the best one of the year. That's my opinion, because from my perspective and the fighters that I like, from the fighting style that I like to watch, the people mentioned in the next few minutes I really like these guys. Okay, so, and it's going to be a real pleasure watching these guys, and there's really no other card so far based on what they announced that can convince me that it's better than the one that's coming up within the next 48 hours. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me break this down to you. Okay, we're going to go down into the details, but not too much to scare you away. I want to keep you reeled in and shit. Okay. Early prelims. What? When's the last time you fucking talked about an early prelims fight? Yeah. We're talking about early prelims now. We're not talking about only main card. That's what I'm saying. I take a nappy Rooney after Jeddah, and I gotta wake up 1 a.m. ready to go. Tip top Magoo. Michel Pereira. So how do they catch my attention? Why is it that you are talking about an early prelim fight? Well, Michel Pereira happens to be one of the craziest, unorthodox Brazilian fighters to ever fight in the sport of mixed martial arts, and he's just going against this guy called Mikhail Oleksiejczyk, and they're middleweight men. All right, and I don't know if you know too much about the sport of MMA or just UFC, but however, even middleweight, even 170 pounds, which is, I think, around like 73 kilograms or some shit like that. That is for very humongous dudes. That is not light, very small. It's next level, guys. So this Brazilian goes against this Polish dude. They're going to scrap it out. What have I... Big dudes. Both killer instincts. Michel Pereira, very unorthodox. A lot of times people were to critique him, saying that his fighting style is almost a little too unserious. But he still got that killer instinct. He's shown it before. And it just honestly doesn't look like a fight that's going to go the distance. These gentlemen are just going to throw something that hits, and then one will hit. And actually, ladies and gentlemen, one single thing that I have not written down that I have to talk about either way is the fight before that fight. So think about it. There is this guy called Robelis Despainge, or it's like Despaigene, Cuban brother. Ooh, every time we talk about Cuban brothers, I get a little, that tingle around my spine. I'm saying Cuban brothers, they're another breed. Okay. If we want to talk about like silverback gorillas, and this is literally not like in the physical way, like if you see the muscular structure, that's why I'm saying and that's like literally not, but I'm saying like they have the physical strength, it's comparable. The bear, I'll say, if there's a white bear, like I'll compare like a polar bear. See, that's not racist. I'll compare like this guy. Yo. I'm trying to like pull myself out of this. Someone's going to clip that out of context in 10 years and I'm the most racist person on earth. And it's a heavyweight bout. And he goes against Josh Parisian, friendly dude, friendly pal from the United States. But Robelis Despainge, yeah, so this brother is a bronze medalist in judo. And on top of that, the last 3 of his fights have lasted a total of 19 seconds. So he's had 3 fights, and the added duration of all 3 fights is 19 seconds. So this guy is fighting in the early prelims, UFC debut, I'm assuming. Okay, you got my attention there. Michel Pereira. And then the last fight of the early prelims, you have Felipe Lins, another Brazilian savage, going against Ion Cutelaba. And it's a light heavyweight. So the last 3 fights of early prelims is just heavyweight, middleweight, light heavyweight. So like on the heavier spectrum of the men's division. Are you freaking kidding me? And they all look like killers. So like, in the best way possible. They look dangerous. They really look like they can mess someone up, but in the same way that, like, you know, like they're martial artists, they're not like, you know, actually like criminals or whatever. But Felipe on a 3-fight win streak, very, very impressive. But Cutelaba has more experience in the cage, so this one's gonna be an interesting one, because although they're huge, they have more of a all-rounded type of style. Both have grappling backgrounds. So yeah, what do you? I'm really interested, because this can, other than the previous 2 fights that I mentioned, where I think it's gonna be, you know, on the feet trying to scrap it out, I think this might be a little bit of mix-up, which obviously I want to see that. If I'm going to get 2 fights in a row with just striking, I want to see a little bit more grappling than by this point. So if I had to say anything for this one, I think honestly Cutelaba is going to win this one, because experience, he is a very well-rounded fighter, and I think that might catch Felipe Lins off going into the prelims. And guess what? I think, yeah, I'm going to talk about every fight of the prelims, because that's just how next level they are. First fight, Pedro Munoz. We've heard him before. He's been pretty much a veteran of the bantamweight division, and a bit of a gatekeeper also in the bantamweight division. He goes against Kyler Phillips. All right. Kyler trying to get the 3-fight win streak, currently on a 2-fight win streak. And, you know, Kyler, you can't ignore this name at all. He beat Song Yadong back in 2021, and he's on a 2-fight. He is definitely capable of winning fights in general, Kyler Phillips, against like dangerous guys. So Pedro definitely is he puts the pace on you type of guy. He's very active. He engages a lot, and Pedro at the same time is a veteran, right? He understands that he doesn't have to rush for anything at the end of the day. He could play it slow. And he's fought all the top bantamweights at the end of the day, all of them. I think he's fought Jose Aldo even back in the day. So he's a seasoned veteran. He's gone against all the killers you can imagine. So Kyler in this situation has a clear size advantage. So if Kyler uses that to his advantage, he can. But also that could just mean Pedro a little bit faster. If he puts the pace, Kyler might get a little caught off guard. So that's the first fight. Going into the second one, Mateusz Gamrot. Oh my God, this guy's dangerous. Number 6 in the lightweight division goes against RDA Rafael dos Anjos, who's still ranked in the top 15. He's ranked number 11. Gamrot's last fight was a statement. It was a statement, TKO over Rafael Fiziev, and we know how dangerous Rafael Fiziev is. Put on a classic fight with Justin Gaethje in London, and that was just a display of high level, very, very high level striking. But that's what Mateusz is up to. You know, coming off of a win like that, and he's still super fresh in the UFC. I think his age was 29 or something, 28 or something. Let me double check here. But then that's the craziest part. You're going against somewhat of a polar opposite. So, okay, so Mateusz Gamrot he's fresh in the UFC, but he's still, you know, he is 33. He is a little bit older, but of course, Rafael dos Anjos, he's a savage. He's been around for a long time, and he's 39. And when you reach the 30s in the MMA, it's like, yes, early 30s, you're still probably really on point. Halfway there, if you you know, if you're one of the greats, then you're probably still on point. But once you go to the other side, like past 35, that's when things get sketchy, right? So Rafael dos Anjos is one of those perfect athletes that defies that. He's going against a 23-2 Mateusz Gamrot, however, and looking quite dangerous, looking very crisp still. I'm not saying RDA isn't crisp because he has been sharpened. The knife has been sharpened through years and years and years. He's been in the UFC for over a decade, I think, at this point, and he is one of the most seasoned veterans that is still active in the UFC. Never going to doubt him. He can always pull off a choke if Gamrot runs out of gas. So let's see what goes down. Then we're going to go into an exciting fight with the ladies. Caitlin Kermanera, who's ranked number 4 in the flyweight division, goes against Maycee Barber, who's number 6 in the women's flyweight division. Caitlin has always fallen short a little bit against the top fighters, but she has a lot of wins at the end of the day under her name. She takes her time, and she has great conditioning. That's what's gotten Caitlin ranked so high in the flyweight division, and she has, let's check this, 18 wins under her name at the end of the day, and that's very impressive. Unfortunately, she is coming off of a loss, and she's going against Maycee Barber, who is on a 5-fight win streak. This is one of those where it is going to be a huge upset, in my opinion, if Caitlin pulls it off. I know right now the odds aren't super exaggerated, but Maycee's going to come in, I think, because of the size differential, it's almost a disadvantage for Caitlin, because Maycee Barber is known for being quite fast as well with the striking and pretty precise as well. So Maycee's I predict, just going to come in with full speed, bam, 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 combos, mix it up a little bit, body shot, head shot. She hasn't lost a fight since February 2021 when she lost to Alexa Grasso. And we know how, I know Alexa Grasso, size-wise, is just, way stronger than Maycee Barber, and that's just a bad matchup. So Maycee will likely have the speed advantage if they keep on the feet, and that's really the style that Caitlin fights at. She has an average fight time of 14 minutes or something like that. So she's just going to want to stay at the feet, get her strikes off, and I think Maycee Barber is going to come in still on fire from the 5-fight win streak, and she's just going to overwhelm Caitlin with the and push the pace of the fight. Shout out to Maycee Barber, one of the most exciting prospects in a way in the women's divisions. Then we go to the last fight of the prelims. Oh my goodness gracious. It is Curtis Blades, number 5 in the heavyweight division, going against Jailton Almeida, who's number 7 in the heavyweight division. Oh my goodness gracious. These two brothers are killers in their own way, man. They got that. They're both really equipped with some weapons, man. Curtis Blade, he's known for TKOs, ground and pounds, elbows, and that's his way, right? Because he has a great wingspan, and he's able to just pin you down and just swing, all over you and overwhelm you. And he has a lot of strength for a heavyweight. However, you're going against Jailton Almeida, and this guy is the most jacked Dude, I think he's more jacked than Cyril Gane. That's my, and just like seriously, just pure, just jacked. This guy is on another level. Again, we're talking about South American, brother. All right, we're talking about a different type of brother, right? Like Cyril Gane. I'm sure he's from another region, but I'm talking Jailton Almeida. Curtis Blades cannot go with the ground and pound technique for this fight, because if Jailton Almeida gets a single kind of grip onto you, it's game over for Curtis Blades. The only way Curtis Blades is going to be able to avoid the danger that Jailton Almeida's grappling skills poses is to just look for the fucking overhand right, or some like upper, like just the bomb, and keep the distance, dude. Don't let that Brazilian brother grab hold of you, because then it's over. It's one of those Amazon freaking snake pythons, right? That just freaking squeeze you to death. And that's it. That's it, dude. So Jailton Almeida, I know by the time if he does beat Curtis Blades, then you're gonna have to start posing questions like, okay, is his pure grappling skills enough to battle then the elite, like, you know, like Tom Aspinall question, like, you know what I'm saying? Because at this point, this guy is just honestly next level. He's 6-0 in the UFC. So Jailton Almeida, big supporter. I've watched. I think I've actually watched most of his fights. I think I've missed like one of his fights, but I think I've watched all of them, and every time it ceases to amaze me. Like it ceases to, like, it's fucking mind blowing, just pure mind blowing stuff. Then we go into the main card. Oh my goodness gracious me. Oh my goodness gracious. Are you kidding me? I'm almost emotional, guys, because this is what I live for. It's been gray all the time here in Finland. For the past, it feels for a month. It's been gray, no sunshine. Cause of course, there's a couple of days, but this is the sunshine. This is all I need. This feels the same as vitamin D, just revitalizing my system. So main card, what do we do? Oh my God, think about the socio-political state of the world. We got Petr Yan, number 4 in the freaking bantamweight division, versus Song Yadong, number 7 in the bantamweight division. Guess what, guys? It's the Russian goes against China in Miami. The rules are played different when it's in Miami. So what do? Yeah, the Russian has to go against the Chinese. My Chinese brother, the Kung Fu Kid, been in the UFC since 2017. Is the only and is only 26 years. He's 26 years old, and he entered the UFC in 2017. Think about that. I don't even need to state the fucking mathematics. Fighting on a pay-per-view once again. Petr Yan. Now this is just like he's just a savage. He's just one of those Nurmagomedov type of guys. It's He arguably deserves, I'm just here stating this to broaden your mind. He arguably deserves to be the bantamweight champion if the apple would have fallen on the other side of the tree. You know what I'm saying? Then he might be the bantamweight champion right now. He feels like he's been cheated the chance to achieve that goal of his. He's on a 3-fight losing streak. Aljamain Sterling, Sean O'Malley, then Merab. And he's looking to finally prove that this is all just a bullshit. Like, he got caught up and now he's going to run it back. Because at the end of the day, he's still number 4. To be honest, the way they've been talking about him online, I was surprised when I heard he was number 4. I thought he was like ranked number 7 or some shit. They bullshitted him or some shit. He's still there, and this is great, like, marketing, like, / foreshadowing the plot line, because who knows, maybe Petr Yan just kills my boy Song Yadong, because I am convinced Petr Yan is on that level, and still I am convinced Song Yadong his story is that he becomes the champ later in life. I don't think his story is that he becomes the champ now when he's young. I really don't think so. I think he's just going to play it right, learn what he can, and then when he's like 30, 32, 33, he fucking just bangs it out and fucking wins it all. But anyways, that's what I think so who knows? I really do think it's going to be hard to beat especially when size-wise they're much more similar. So who knows? Maybe Song Yadong is fast enough that he just slips that one bomb that connects, but otherwise I think Petr Yan might just pick him apart a little bit. The seasoned Russian going against the young Chinese. I ain't gonna say nothing. But yeah, that's my prediction. Gilbert Burns. Next fight, Gilbert Burns versus Jacques Della Maddalena. Number 4 is the rank for Gilbert Burns. Number 11 is for Jacques Della Maddalena. It's a welterweight bout, 170. This is my most anticipated fight of UFC 299. This is it. This is what I'm waking up and staying up all morning for. This is it right here. No ifs and buts about it. Gilbert Burns is what I consider, and probably factual almost, is the most active and baddest Brazilian in the UFC. So, given the fact that Gilbert Burns is one of the baddest and most active UFC fighters there is right now, they put this guy against my current favorite fighter in the UFC. JDM is my favorite fighter in the UFC, as in his fighting style, the way he fights, that's it for me. That's my, like, entertaining, like, just action, just the way he goes in for the kill every time, even like he doesn't back down. He is next level, and guess what? This is the murkiest waters he will be put in, because Gilbert Burns, he put guys like Khamzat Chimaev in murky waters. So what the hell? I know that was, a while ago, but you can't, again, Brazilian brother, it's another different topic. It's going to be the ultimate test for JDM. This is why this is my favorite fight, because I really think it's a fucking very even fight, very good matchup. It's just JDM is the baddest white guy in the UFC right now. I think, like, I honestly, other than like maybe Tom Aspinall, I don't think there is a badder guy. But like JDM is bad too. Like Tom Aspinall still is like a great, like fun, like, teddy bear kind of guy, but like I know, yeah, but like JDM is just he's just a badass type of dude. He's like, I fucking try, and just gonna go in there and work some body shots and maybe, the left hook. And I'm sure he's going to fight back real hard. And anyways, I'm excited for the fight. And make sure you all tune in and looking to put on a show. That's it, dude. Fuck, I love that guy. 100. I think, he's just a killer. Killer instincts, really crisp defense, very clean counters as well. That's part of his great defense, is that his counters are the ones that really gonna catch you off guard, even though he engages a lot. That's it. Just because I rock with the guy, I predict a finish from JDM in the second round. However, I think the most likely outcome, 15-minute war that goes the distance, all 3 rounds, and split decision to one of the gentlemen. May the best man win. Thank you, gentlemen, for putting up this fight. I'm so ready to watch it. The next fight before the co-main event, Kevin Holland, who's number 13, goes against Michael Venom Page. And it's his UFC debut. He's of the age of, 33? And he's been a legend over here on the European side of MMA entertainment. And 36, actually. Signed a deal with the UFC. He's going to make his debut. He is a human highlight reel in terms of just MMA in general, pro MMA. He goes against the trailblazer, Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland has been dangerous. He lost his last fight. However, he's always been there to prove that he's back. And, who's the guy that he lost to last? It was JDM, and JDM is a savage. So he still beat Chiesa. He beat Ponzinibbio. I saw both those fights, and those guys are tough to beat. So Michael Venom Page, 36. I know he has an unorthodox style. I know he is still very good at striking. I've seen some of the highlights, and but I just think Kevin Holland, just given the fact that he is a bit younger as well, I think it is going to be a really tough fight for Michael Page. And either way, I'm excited to see a UFC debut and such a big name like this. It's been a while since we've had like a outside, signing, and very exciting. Good for all gentlemen there. Co-main event of the evening. 155 lightweight bout. The number 3 going against the number 12. Dustin the Diamond Poirier goes against Benoit Saint-Denis, the French Savage, going against the Louisiana Savage. Dustin Poirier, he's 36. Just a savage. He's beaten the best, but he's also lost to the best as well. Lost to Khabib. His last fight was Justin Gaethje just kicking a freaking baseball bat at his head. So Dustin has had ups and downs, but every time he's proven to you that he doesn't fold under pressure. He really doesn't. He gets caught off guard sometimes, and that's what it is, but that's what makes you better. I'm never going to doubt Dustin Poirier, but there is Benoit Saint-Denis, and he is one of those guys that's up and coming that really is kind of like it is Khamzat Chimaev-esque, where it's just like, dude, I don't know if there's anyone that can like stop this guy realistically. He's gonna be lurking. Benoit's gonna be lurking. That's I've kind of figured out that's his fighting style. He stays very composed, but that whole time he's lurking around. He's just testing a couple things on you, and he's lurking enough to try to put you away. Like, just like if he thinks there is a moment where you're a little off guard, bam, he's gonna try to hit you with something that's gonna put you away. That's really how I think this guy fights. But it is co-main event. It is 5 rounds. So I think this is where it is such an even matchup, because after halfway through the third, or after the third, then it's the Dustin Poirier type of grounds where this is where he has the experience. Benoit might be gassed out, and I don't see a world where Dustin Poirier is just getting trampled on for like the first 2 rounds or something, and then Dustin starts. I don't see it. I think it's just going to be back and forth, and if Benoit has that window of time to try to catch Dustin Poirier off, but if it doesn't, I can see the fight swing into Dustin Poirier, where Dustin Poirier is just like, all right, now's my time to bam, 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 pick you apart, bam, 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 because Dustin Poirier has that ability, has that experience. So it's a crazy matchup. Either way, I'm expecting fireworks, because these men are not the type of fighters who hold back and then, try to play the points here. All right, so with that being said, it's the main event. Main event, Sean O'Malley, the Sugar Show, versus Marlon Chito Vera, who is number 5 in the bantamweight division. Sean O'Malley, the Sugar Show. They're the champions now. You can argue they're not sitting on the throne comfortably. This is the Sugar Show's first time defending his title, and he has to defend it against the guy who's given his only loss in the UFC. His only loss in the UFC was given to him by this gentleman, Chito Vera, Ecuadorian savage, representing that country hard, and he's just a savage otherwise. He's part of the culture, man. He understands that, he can rep a lot of the community, and he's man of the people. So, not saying Sean O'Malley isn't, but I'm saying Chito Vera plays that character a little bit more, plays to that side. So, with that being said, this is going to be a real test for Sean. Again, I don't think, and I like the way Sean's been talking in the press conference. Guys, this is not an easy matchup for me. A lot of people been saying, yeah, if I, like the pros or whatever, they're saying like, oh yeah, Sean's going to win this. Like they say it casually, but dude, I think this is going to be a back and forth either way, because these two men are so crisp at striking. It is probably the highest level striking matchup you can put on right now, because we put a Chito versus Sanhagen, that was like a little bit but this is it, man, because Sean O'Malley, one of the things for sure, he's never been boring. I've watched, I've seen all of his fights. Yep, that's as simple as it gets. I've seen all of his fights in the UFC except for the Chito Vera one. Or no, okay, I've seen every one of his fights since the little thing where he couldn't fight for a little bit. But anyways, Sugar Show, he's the real deal. He's always going to be entertaining, always active in the cage. Chito Vera isn't active in the cage, and that's what's interesting. I think Chito Vera, to be able to actually win the championship, achieve his goal, he's going to have to change his style to be more active instead of just trying to make the read and find the moment. I think he needs to just get active, and because of that, I predict either a 5-round war or, I don't know, man. I think it's going to go the distance. High-level striking through all 5 rounds. Maybe, yeah, I do give it to Sugar Show at the end of the day, based off of points. But either way, I think it's going to be a war. I think both men are going to actually leave it in the cage. I think this is because this is either Sean O'Malley proving that he is championship material, and this is not all just like, sure, he knocked the fuck out of Aljamain Sterling, but still, like, and then Cheeto Vera, like the knockout king of bantamweight division, right? And he's beat him before in his books, so it's absolutely amazing. UFC 299, please understand the craziness that's about to go down that evening in Miami. I'm about to tune in the whole time. It's about to get real. As you can see, a lot of fights that we got to tune into. But there is one big fight. One big fight before we get into the finishing off the podcast. Joshua versus Ngannou. Anthony Joshua versus Francis Ngannou in the desert. I forgot. It's a different place now. Knockout Chaos or whatever it's called. They're branding it. It's on tonight. And guess what? I really do think Francis Ngannou's going to win this fight with TKO or a KO. That's all I had to say. I really think so. I know Tyson Fury is more slippery as a boxer than Anthony Joshua. Okay, Anthony Joshua might have that power, but that's the thing. It's just like, if you're not slippery enough, that don't matter because the other guy's got the most power. You can't have more power than Francis Ngannou. So that's what am I going to put a little money into it? No, not really, but because I just have faith, and if it goes the other way, kind of like the last fight where Francis Ngannou pretty much won the fight, but they still gave it to Tyson Fury. If Anthony Joshua wins it on some bullshit, then I know it's just rigged. So fucking Francis Ngannou, KO, TKO. Lastly, we got to go back to the NFL just for 1 single second. Russell Wilson. Russell Dubs. Dangerous Wilson has been released by the Denver Broncos after Broncos country. Let's go. Let's ride. Broncos country. Let's ride. Okay, obviously the 5-win streak regular season was not enough, even though you beat the Bills and the Chiefs, You beat the Chiefs in regular season, at their own, the Super Bowl champions. It's no big deal. I guess he's just horrible. Nah. Because it's the people that doubt you. Because they're not even thinking about if they're wrong for doubting you. But that's the thing. You may be double thinking, fuck, am I him? Russell, you are him. Because, like you said, God got you. And God got me too. God got me too, man. So all I got to do is live it out, man. Live this life that God gave me, man. And God's with me, man. God's with me, man. And Russell Wilson, God's with you too. God's with you. Wherever you end up, that's where God intended you to end up. And he's going to make the most out of it. He's going to get that freaking Super Bowl ring with Mike Tomlin with the Steelers. How about that? I threw it out there for you. Bam. Don't ever doubt my guys, okay? If that's the whole premises of this podcast, don't doubt my guys. Joe Guanyus, Carlos Sainz Jr., JDM, Russell Wilson. Don't doubt my boys. That's that. Ladies and gentlemen, please, please, please have the best weekend. I know I definitely will. It's been real. I'll catch you guys next week or something. All right. And take care. Enjoy all the sports. Please take it in. Be thankful. It's great. It's a blessing.